Welcome back to the Morning Brew. And Amber, how's your back?
It's a little sore. But you remember how I said I had to pop it?
Yeah.
I did that.
Did you?
I was successful
Good.
in popping my back.
This is a new talent. I didn't know you had that hula hoop gene in you.
I'm sure my mom and dad are very proud of the education that they paid for.
Yeah. Hey, look, I can hula hoop.
Now look where she's
Yeah, doing the hula hoop on TV. I want to welcome our next guest. We're going to throw a little ink around the couch here today.
Yes.
Let me introduce to you Japheth Singleton, co-owner of Disciple Tattoo, and John Pricer, co-owner of Disciple Tattoo. Here are the principals of the business right here on the couch. Guys, how are you?
Very good.
How are you?
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having us.
I see you have tattoos.
A couple.
One or two.
Yeah. Spilled a bottle of ink.
It happens. I love the name of your shop, Disciple Tattoo. Can you tell us about the inspiration behind that?
Well,
name?
Jesus told us to go out and make disciples of the world, spread his name, spread the gospel. And that we just want to love people unconditionally. There's a lot of darkness in Albuquerque. There's a lot of people on the streets. There's a lot of starving, hurting people. So our mission is just to go spread that love.
And how is it going? Are people being received?
Yeah,
Are they feeling the love?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Whether they're people of faith or not, they come in and find out that we're just really open and warm. You know, you don't have to be a person of faith to be loved when you come to our shop. And that's really one of the things we also wanted to do, you know, was sometimes going into a tattoo shop can be very intimidating. There's guys there that are, you know, what do you want kind of situation, and we wanted it just a situation where everybody got loved. You know, everybody felt welcome, and everybody really got to see people of faith in action versus, you know, just talking about it. We're more trying to be about it.
I was just talking about Jesus with my husband last night as we were in the hot tub having deep thoughts. And no wonder he had so many followers, because he had so much love for everybody. And can you imagine that time in history when you had Romans coming down on you, and when there was just so much uncertainty and violence and pain, and here's a man that just wanted to love, and that's it.
And it was quite radical for the time, honestly. You know, his love kind of transcends time because of that, because he was so radical, because he was that person, as well as, you know, for us, the living Son of God. You know what I mean? So it's not just the man, but, you know, the entirety of who he was. But that type of love, we need it so much nowadays. I mean, this whole world, you know, you turn on the news and it just seems like the whole world's gone mad. And everybody could use a lot more love, and God's love specifically.
So you guys are doing a reality TV show.
Yeah.
This is interesting, and we have a little clip or trailer from this show, and then we'll talk about it. Let's roll that. Nice.
I like your moves, Japheth.
Thank you. I put a lot of effort into that. Yeah.
He's like, I can't believe that made the edit.
Yeah. What can you do?
So what are we going to learn watching this show?
Well,
Are we following you guys? Is it a day in the life kind of thing?
Kind of. You know, it's bringing that light to the streets, to those darkest places of Albuquerque. It's feeding the homeless. It's taking care of the poor. You know, there's so many kids going to school without the proper clothing, you know? So it's us getting into the community and making these changes, or bringing light to people that are already doing it and focusing on these people that are actually doing these good works.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad press, and we understand in media, you know, the more drastic the story, the more it sells, or you know what I mean, the more attention grabbing it's going to be. So some people that say they have the same faith as us, that don't quite live it out like we live it out, may grab more attention, but there are people that show a tremendous amount of love in and around Albuquerque, and yeah, like you said, being able to highlight that, being able to bring those people forward, just shedding a real positive light on people that are living it out. Not it's Christ said that we would be known by our love, and so we really want to get back to that part. Like, when people go, "What are you guys doing?" and I'm like, "Oh no, we really believe what we believe."
Yeah.
It's not something we preach, or it's not something that we just show up one place one day a week, but it's actually something that we do every day. And I think that's how our producer, when he saw that, he saw something different. So
Yeah, it's not your typical tattoo shop
no,
show.
no, we're not trying to buy fancy clothes or expensive cars, or we don't drink, we don't go out and do any of that. So
Now, this is getting to be a pretty competitive business, isn't it?
yeah,
really is.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
a lot. It's gotten more and more celebrities have obviously gotten heavily tattooed. And when we started, we both been tattooing for so long that when we started, it was still a little more counterculture. Now it's become a little more pop culture.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of tattoo shops. There's some really amazing artists in Albuquerque, hands down. I mean, we've got some of the most amazing tattoo artists in all of the country, honestly. So it is competitive, but there's a lot of people in Albuquerque that like tattoos too. So we stay afloat. We keep going.
Wow. So when's the reality show going to start? Are you in production now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
production now. Early next year, they're saying.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you're going to take us on this journey and find out what you guys really do and watch how you interact with your customers and the people you meet and how you
Exactly.
help people. And
Yeah. Sometimes tattoos are so profound, people have lost a loved one or marriages or new babies, entering this world. So there's profound stories that just need to be told.
Yeah.
So we're so blessed to be able to tell these.
Yeah, people really do mark a lot of their highlights in life through
Yeah.
tattooing, especially nowadays. But what's amazing still to me, even after so many years of doing it, is that you'll hear stuff that will just blow your mind. I mean, just like you wouldn't even believe that that's happened to somebody, and then the way they're bringing closure to it, or the way they're actually getting through it, is through a tattoo. And we get to be that part of that healing process, which is amazing. I mean, it really is. It transforms our life as well as us allowing us to
so
transform.
you're
their
not
life.
just tattoo artists, you're counselors.
Oh yeah.
You're like,
Oh yeah.
you give advice.
I've heard it
well,
all,
You're,
and
you're,
yeah.
you're like a minister, if you will,
Yeah.
in some ways, right?
Oh, yeah. Really ministering to people's lives. We really
Yeah.
are.
Very interesting insight.
Yeah. So we take it. We take that responsibility pretty seriously, though.
I can tell that. Very interesting.
I think this will be a really good show, and I think you're going to learn more than you ever knew because of now the attention that's going to be upon you, and then our Heavenly Father will lead you to these people these stories that all of us need to see,
Yeah.
and you'll just it's great.
That's,
But
that's
you
our
haven't
hope, too.
always had this life, this relationship with
No.
your faith.
No, not at all. No, I wasn't raised in the church. I wasn't I was pretty much a knucklehead most of my life. If it was on the Big Ten, I did it. I'm that sinner in need of grace, as it were. But Christ said He came for those that were broken. That people don't need doctors. So
Right.
I was one of those really sick, really destructive, really negative people in life, and some very key things happened. I met a young lady about 9 years ago, and she started transforming my life with love, and then and I was still kind of slipping and sliding, and then my daughter got sick. My daughter got cancer, and doctors told us she wasn't going to live, that it was done, and some people came. Yep, that's Lily, my oldest. Those are my girls. They told us she wasn't going to live, and my wife's mother is very strong in her faith and stuff, and used to come through and pray for her. And within the first couple of days, the doctors came in and they started using the word miracle.
Really?
You hear it oncologists use the word miracle.
Jeez.
You pay attention. And my brother John had been telling me about Christ for years, and him and the church actually were praying for my daughter. They'd never even met us, And it just Christ pretty much grabbed me by the back of the neck and said, "You're coming with me." And as soon as I surrendered, my life took a humongous turn. You know what I mean? It's been remarkable. I mean, I used to be so angry. I used to have so much going on, and so just not a great person to be. Like, I wouldn't have been any fun to talk to today prior.
Well, good for you.
But God really does transform. He really does. It's miraculous, for lack of a better term.
Guys, thanks for being on. Let us know more about the show as it gets closer.
Absolutely.
Where is your shop located, by the way?
San Mateo Mountain.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you
So
so
love to
much.
see
Thank
you.
you so much.
John,
Thanks for
thank
sharing.
Appreciate you guys.
you. There you go.
Incredible.
Thank you.
More Morning Brew coming up right after this quick timeout.